Throughout my years of experience with freshwater fishing, there's been one rig in particular that I've always carried with me. This is the Texas rig, and has caught the most bass of any lure, and when used correctly, it can do the same for all of you here. According to Tackle Warehouse, a freshwater fishing magazine, the Texas rig is one of the most popular bass fishing rigs, as well as one of the most productive lures to use. You should all listen to this speech about how to tie and use a Texas rig, because I know you are all familiar with the sport of fishing, but you all don't know some common methods to catch quality fish. And by listening to this speech, you will all be able to catch more fish next time you go out fishing. You will also be able to impress your friends in the process. First, I will talk about the gear you need. Then, I will talk about putting the gear together. And finally, I will talk about how to use the Texas rig correctly. First, let's consider the gear you need. The first thing you need is a soft plastic bait. This is either stick baits, which resemble worms, and then you have crawdads, which resemble crawfish. Here is a worm right here. And then here's a picture of some worms and some soft plastic crawfish too. Now, the other gear that you need a hook, in particular an offset shank hook. You also need a weight. It's a bullet weight. I have the two right here. In particular, you need a 1/16 ounce. You could go heavier. Here's the two. And here's a better picture of the two. And now that I discussed the gear you need, let's consider putting the gear together. And then here's a Texas rig right here. That's the end result that I will show you. Now first, you're going to take the weight and you're going to slide the weight onto the main line. Like so. The weight has a hole in the top of it and a hole at the end. You slide it on the line, let it hang. And you're going to tie the hook onto the main line. This is your offset shank hook, and you tie it using a blood knot, the most common knot. It's easy to learn. And you tie it on the hook. I'll show you how to do that. Take some line, let it come through, and put your finger here to create a little gap. And you're gonna do like this. And you're gonna cross the line over maybe 6 or 7 times. And after that, you're going to take the tag end and you're going to slide it through that loop. You're going to pull it out, and pull down, and then you're going to want to put some lubrication on it. And most often you use spit. And you do that, and then you pull it tight. And then you're going to take that excess piece of line and cut it so it's nice and snug. And you're going to take your soft plastic worm, and you got to put the worm on correctly. You put the hook through the top of the worm and then out. You just put it maybe not even half an inch, few centimeters. Put it out. And you just slide the worm up to the top of the hook, turn it 180, and then you're going to put the tip of the hook through the body of the worm, so, like that. And see, the hook, the point is hanging out, and you take the point, just the point, and put it tuck it back into the worm, push it back in. That prevents snags from happening. Alright? So now this right here is the Texas rig. It should be a little more straight, but that should do. And then, alright, now that I've discussed putting the gear together, let's consider how to use the Texas rig correctly. This is the Texas rig. Bass is about to inhale it. Alright, so you're going to cast out. You need a quality rod for this. You're going to cast out, right? When you cast it out, you're going to let the weight sink it down to the bottom, to the floor of where you're fishing. And then you're going to do the way you work this, you do a slow retrieve with occasional lifting of the rod, and also you twitch it and retrieve it slow. And that's it, basically. And then, now I've showed you guys the 3 steps to doing so. I showed you the gear you needed, how to put it together, and how to use this. Now, next time you all go fishing, now you know how to use a Texas rig. And just like I mentioned at the beginning, this lure has caught me more fish than any other lure before. And I advise you all next time you go fishing to use this lure.